Welcome back to another Week in the Life video. My name is Tony. I've been a full-time trader for over 6 years, and the main thing that I do that allows me to pay my bills every single week and bring in consistent income through trading is to sell options. That is what I have been doing since the start of this, and that's what I continue to do every single week as a full-time trader to pay my bills. In this Week in the Life video, I'm going to walk you through my full week of trading so that you can simply copy it, learn what I'm doing, and replace your income as well. That is my goal. That is my passion, is to help every single person out there to be able to click a button, replace their salary, and have the free time to do what they want to do and live the life that they want to live. Join me for this Week in the Life as I walk you through exactly how I pay my bills as a full-time trader so that you can simply just copy it and change your life as well. All right, markets are closed today for Labor Day, so we're gonna go out and get some breakfast as a family, enjoy some free time, and try to get out of the house a little bit. That's our main goal. But these little angels are just ready to travel, so already conking out. So I just heard someone inside the restaurant complaining. It was like $1 charge or something like that for a credit card or something, and then they were all like throwing a big fit about it. And it's so funny because that's how I used to be. Like, Allie, remember that time at Olive Garden or something like that when they brought out the Alfredo sauce and I like threw a fit over like $3? And now it's just crazy how trading has completely changed my mindset on money, right? And you just first off, trading ruins you because you realize how easy money is to get. Like, I had that mentality because money was so hard for me to get. I'd work so hard for it, like every dollar I'd hold on to. But that mindset was also the main reason why I was failing at trading, was because I wouldn't let go of the money and I was so scared to lose. Once I finally shifted my mindset on money and realized how easy it was to get and started looking at the truths behind trading of like, trading is easy to get money on, then I would allow trades to work. I would accept the loss, they wouldn't hurt me as much, and I would just let the winners run, and I finally started making money on this. But now it's just like you can click a button and make thousands of dollars. Like, that's what I'm doing on this credit spread right now. It's sold it over the weekend. It's holding out really nicely right now. But it changes the way you view money, because once you view money as easy, everything starts to shift in your mindset, and trading in life becomes so much easier because now you don't stress. And once you start like having that mindset that money is easy, you start giving money. That's the first sign. So go give money. If you want to be a better trader, start giving money out. Go give some money away, because it'll change your mindset and view on money. And once you have that different mindset and view on money, you're gonna start winning and trading a little bit. But I just heard that inside, it just reminded me of it. But here are the girls hanging out, having a nice little lunch. But that's my little rant on my 2 cents. Change your mindset on money. Don't view it as scarce. Allow yourself to win by letting it go, and you will probably you'll start making so much more money. I'm such a different person because of trading. All right, so it's the start of the week here. It's Tuesday, and we sold a bull put spread last Friday down in this range here. It's actually on the SPX, but I'm using the SPY right now just to kind of show the gap. But it is going against us. But the good news is that we've had 3 days of theta over the long weekend, taking value off of this option. And so all I needed for it to do is just to kind of hang out a little bit, and there's a high probability of that. So the real question that I'm starting to ask myself here when they start to go against me is, where is it going to go to next? Well, we have huge option levels sitting around 635 and 636, not to mention the higher low here on a daily time frame. So this is going to be a very strong support area. I'm going to watch and see what the markets do here in this area. Again, our bull put spread is down here, so we have a little bit more of a cushion to go on that. If we do get down into there, I'm going to look to see if the bulls will step back in. This is a large gap down, so it's really extended. The probability is, price action wise, we are going to get a little bit of a retest back up into this area. If we do end up getting a retest in this area over the next day or two, then I'll be able to get out of this credit spread for a win. That's all it's going to need, is a little bit of a hesitation, and we are going to be golden. If we do get that, I'm getting out, and then I'm most likely going to go ahead and sell a bear call spread, since a lot of this structure on a shorter time frame, like on a 2-hour time frame, has actually been broken, right? We've broken higher lows on a 2-hour time frame, so retest back up into 642 and a rotation back down makes a ton of sense. That's what I'm going to be looking at to see how this thing will play out. It's possible that this thing just runs bullish as well, but overall structurally it does look like some weaknesses coming in. We're just really extended. If you look here, we're pretty oversold on the RSI. So again, I believe even if we go a little bit lower, that bounce is going to come, push us back up into 644 range, would make sense, 642. Again, win on that credit spread, and we can get the heck out and look to set up probably a bear call spread to take advantage of the rotation back down if that's what's going to happen this week. So if we look over here at the futures, you can see they have made just a huge move down. Monday, we held strong. We got into the bull put spread on this pullback here on this day on Friday, and bull day on Monday, taking this thing out. Again, really good chance that we come back and revisit this fair value gap, this open interest area here, and then we rotate back down. We've broken some big trend lines here as well, but the day hasn't closed yet. We still have 8 hours left. This could be a long lower wick and not break this trend line. Again, it's just all a matter of how it plays out and how it closes, and I will be watching it very closely. But that's the nice thing about these credit spreads is even when we are wrong, there's still a huge probability that we'll be right. So let's talk about right now what happens if it doesn't bounce. So let's say this thing just crushes lower. I'm going to just keep building space between the current price and my credit spread. Remember, we win on this credit spread as long as it stays above our sold strike here. So our P&L might be down for today, but give it a day and it's going to be winning, right? We win as long as it stays above this. And so if it's crushing lower and it's not bouncing here in my safety zone, I'm going to simply increase the cushion that I have, right? The cushion between the current price and my spread is my safety net. If my cushion gets a little bit too shallow, I'm just going to simply close out of this one for a loss, and I'm going to resell another one further away that pays me more than what this one lost. It's called rolling. And so I just want to make sure I keep that cushion at all times because that's my safety net. That's going to be the first thing that I look at doing is rotating it back lower, selling it for more than what I got paid up here, and seeing if I can't get a little bit of a bounce to be able to win on this one, make enough to offset that loss, and then get my way out of it. So that'll be the first thing that I'm looking at doing. But first things first, I just need to watch price action. We get the bounce. I don't need to do anything. We'll win on this credit spread just because of theta, time, and deltas in our favor here, and we'll be just fine. But this is a lot of selling. It's very strong. We're going through the 20 EMA, and it's not showing any signs of bouncing yet. Again, here's the credit spread here. So we have the 63.20. We're currently gapping down into this range here. I have this higher low in this favor here, but yeah, we're going to want to see some bounces through here. It looks pretty safe. This, again, extremely large gap. They tend to hold sideways, if not fade. If worst case scenario comes through and we start to rampage lower, I'll just simply roll it out. So that's my game plan. We'll see how this thing plays out. I'm going to keep you in the loop here and show you exactly how I mitigate risk and navigate with these credit spreads. I don't do a whole lot of over the weekend sales, but because this was a long weekend, I get extra theta on this thing. I figured it was worth a shot. And again, a little bit of a bounce up, I'll be at break even. And if I want to cut, I could totally cut there. It all depends on how strong the bulls come in here pre-market and also at the start of the day. If they don't come in very strong and I get a little bit of a retest, I'll get out of this for break even, cut it, pay a little bit of commissions, and life is all good. And then I'll look to do a bear call spread to close out this week to hit my goal and then start over again next week. So again, the probability of a huge gap down like this is pretty rare, and it's happening. So that's okay. I'm going to play the probabilities in my favor. I'm going to take trades, make money, and then when it goes against me, I have my ways to mitigate that risk. And so that's my game plan. I'll keep you in the loop of what I end up doing and show you exactly how I mitigate this risk and walk you through it.
The next little thing that we were looking at doing here is going out like an extra week or so. So let's look at next Friday, which is the 12th. So if we were to go out to next Friday and we were to look at bull put spreads. So remember, I want to be able to sell this thing probably down around 6,200 or lower. So 6,200, that should pay enough to offset it for next week. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to actually go one more week out, which I think is the 19th. And then that would definitely pay enough. But you're selling this thing pretty close for 2 weeks out. But I mean, that's the play. So I think honestly, the safest play right now would be just turn it into a bear call spread for the month. All right, I just finished up updating the team here on the game plan of what we're going to do if the markets are not going to bounce and go through our levels. And so that's the key with this strategy is there's always a game plan when it goes wrong. People get stuck with credit spreads when it goes against them and they just let it lose and then it ends up losing big and undoes months worth of profits. For me, I don't let that happen. I'm constantly having a game plan to be able to focus on not taking those large losses to mitigate my risk as much as possible and be proactive. I know the levels on the chart that need to hold, and we're holding those levels so far. If they start to break, I'm going to get my way out of it, roll further away, allow myself to have more time to think about this, and to manage the risk accordingly. So that's the game plan right now. I just updated the team, and that's what I do every single week here in the All Access Pass. So you can get a really good idea of like what happens when it goes wrong, because these do go wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and be like, oh, this never happens. It's like, no, this is what happens when it goes wrong. It's going to happen a handful of times a year. And this is what we do to mitigate that risk. And so it's perfect because it shows you how to be able to do it as well. So you're not just relying on me. Hopefully you're learning through this. I know a lot of our students here at Real Life Trading are learning because of this experience. We'll be able to walk out of this, make money, and have a lot of lessons and be more prepared for even next time that comes around. So that way you're not out here on your own and things go against you and you don't know what to do, right? So hopefully this helps a little bit, but I just walked through my students here on what to do on this. We just finished, and so now it's just a matter of sitting back and seeing what these markets are going to do. Market's starting to bounce just a little bit. I feel like the levels are going to hold, and if not, I've got a game plan of what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to go golfing. I got to get out of the house. I got to get away from the charts for a second. I need to just relax, clear my mind. I have a game plan. If things go south, I have my alerts set. I'm going to go enjoy some golf and just get some good time. That's the best way. Clear your mind, get rid of the emotions is the best way to trade better. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if you can hear me or not. This truck is just a little bit loud. But, all right, off to the course. I am pumped. Finally, I don't expect a whole lot today, but we're gonna have some fun regardless. It's just nice to get out of the house. So it looks like the markets are bouncing nice as well. So I'm glad we just kind of waited on that. We should be able to win on those tomorrow. So golf solves everything. All right, what a wild ride. So we ended up closing very strong yesterday, and with this big gap up, we were able to win on our bull put spread. So on the move lower, I actually sold even more bull put spreads here and got into another bull put spread even lower down here, and both of those ended up winning today. So because I added more into this, I was able to walk out of here with a nice win. We were talking about this yesterday in my group, how this is a really important bear level right here. So we were hoping that this would retest. I didn't think we'd gap to that retest area, but since we're at this big bear area, I got out of all my bull put spreads. Again, I could hold for longer, but understanding price action, understanding, yes, there's a chance this runs, understanding the sentiment level behind this, and this is where bears should be at, I went ahead and closed out of all of them. And with the added contracts and the extra bull put spread, I've already hit my goal for a couple weeks now, which is awesome. So I have a paycheck now for a couple weeks already. But I've also sold a bear call spread all the way up here at the 66.55. This one expires in over a month. This one's just going to work, and if it keeps going higher, I can mitigate my risk on that. But we were able to work our way out of the bull put spread here and then find ourselves with a bear call spread up a little bit higher to be able to start making some extra money for the month. And again, these bear call spreads I go a little bit heavier on for the month, and those allow me to pay my bills just on those one alone. And that way I can have these working in the background, always far away, and I'll just keep rolling it away from it if it keeps climbing higher. But I'm able to play the game with these weekly credit spreads and continue to bring in a consistent weekly income with a very high win rate. So even though we were completely wrong, you probably saw the videos I just did the other day of walking through this, of what our game plan would be if it kept going lower. We knew that we had a very strong support here, and we knew that 635 was a huge option level as well on SPY. And so we were patient. It bounced up and it worked in our favor. And 90% of the time, that's what's going to happen. It's going to work. Your job is just to keep a level head and not freak out here when your P&L is super red, navigate the risk, understand the odds and probabilities, and let it play out. And sure enough, it ended up bouncing. In fact, have a bigger winning week than we would have if this would have just won easily. And so that is the benefit of credit spreads. Again, we were completely wrong. And in one day, we were able to offset it and make really good money. So that's why I love this strategy, and that's why everyone should be trading this strategy. If you want to learn how to do this, or you're new to options, come check out that link down below for a 7-day free trial. During that free trial, you get access to everything. You get access to the full strategy, so go learn it. You get access to all of our courses on options, on credit spreads, and you get access to live weekly coaching with me in a group setting over Zoom, where you can ask as many questions as you want. Again, it's all included for free, so take full advantage of it. And then if you decide that you want to stick around and come trade with us, then awesome. Decide to stick around and come trade with us. The goal is to help you pay for the cost of the subscription through these credit spreads, and we've been very, very successful at that. So let's take a look over here at all the posts that we've done.
Again, I've updated everybody on what my game plan would be, and then I told everyone this morning at 7:32 a.m. my time, so that's 9:32 a.m. Eastern, right when the market's open. I'm like, I'm closing out of all the trades. So I got filled at 10 cents for the easy one. I got filled at 55 cents yesterday on that bull put spread. Got out of this one, we got filled at 55 cents, and then today we bought that thing back at 10 cents. So super easy win on that one. And then I was able to get filled at 90 cents on this one, but I dollar cost averaged lower. So my average, I think it was like $1.20 for my dollar cost average. So 90 cents was an easy win on that one. Remember, you're spending money to get out of it. So if you had $1.20, that means you got paid $120 a contract. And then I spent $90 to get out of it a contract. And the reason why I spent this money was because we're at the bear area and I want to get out of it. So I'm going to take the win. So I lose on these whenever I spend more than what I got paid to get out of it. So if I get paid $120 and I spend $150 to get out of it, I lost money. If I get paid $120 and I spend $90 to get out of it, I've made money. You can let these expire worthless, so you don't get out of them at all and you just keep the full amount, but there's risk with that, especially when the sentiment and key levels broke, and I believe that the bulls are getting ready to fail and the bears are probably going to come back down and this spread's going to lose. So with this bounce, we're able to get out, and this is what we talked about yesterday. 90% of the time, you'll get a little bit of a bounce, and that's all I need to be able to win, get out of this spread before it heads down lower, if it is going to go lower. And if it goes higher, I don't care. My job is to mitigate risk. Again, with credit spreads, it's all about mitigating risk. And so this is everybody else getting out of all of this stuff here. And then I also have another channel where I post all of my open alerts and closed alerts. And so you can kind of see like the closed alert here on the credit spread that we did here. And then the new open alert on the one that we just got filled on for the monthly bear call spread. So they're all there as well. So idea is to show you exactly how I'm doing it and allow you to walk along with me so that you can make money here by simply just following what I'm doing on this. And so let me hold your hand. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to replace your income through trading these credit spreads, because this is what it's done for me for 6 years, and it's helping thousands of others do the exact same thing. It was a wild ride this week, but I'm really glad that it's happened because, again, it can show you how I mitigate my risk when it goes wrong and how to just hold your wits, follow the plan, stick with it, and it's going to work out over 90% of the time. So I'll keep updating you on this. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this week and day, but we'll see what the week brings. I'm done trading. I've hit my goal now. We've gotten to the positions that we need to be in, and I can just enjoy the rest of the week here with family, go have some fun, and get ready to go again on Monday. All right. Well, I go out here to hang out with my wife while she waters the flowers, and the dogs decide that, hey, it's just free reign. You're not supposed to be out here. Freddie, come here. Hey, come back. Come back. Come back. Come over here. But she goes out here to water some flowers, and the dogs are like, yeah, don't mind if we do. Let's go get some sniffs. So it's been fun here. It's nice being done for the week. This was a pretty wild few days, and it's just nice to enjoy the mornings. Like, I never got mornings before. With any other job I've had, I've never gotten mornings. And so it's so nice to be able to just have mornings with my family. Like, mornings are like my happy place. It's what I love to do. So even the little stuff, just hanging out, be able to go enjoy this stuff here. But dogs, I wish they would listen, and it's just not in a Basset Hound's nature to listen. I'm just working out, and someone messaged me here in the RLT community and asked me, what was the thing that had the biggest return on investment of learning wise? Like, what was the one thing that catapulted my results? And so I was like, you know what, let's record this, because I'm sure a lot of you are probably wanting to know that answer as well. So I would say the biggest thing that changed my trading was understanding price action. Before I understood price action, I relied on indicators. I was constantly late. I was needing like the big moves to tell me who was strong and who was weak. And by the time the big move came, I was getting in, and the move was over with, and it was reversing and going against me. And that was like happening constantly. Every once in a while, the stock would continue to make an even bigger move, but I would get in after a big move. And so my win rate was so low. I really struggled to win, and my risk reward was really bad. When it came to like, I was always losing big and only winning a little bit. And so once I learned price action is simply how the markets move. Price action unlocked the gate of me being able to see momentum and strength before the move would come. And so I was able to get in and actually ride the big move instead of seeing the big move and saying, now it's time to get in. I was already in for that big move, and I was able to get out. Learning price action is a key. It's everyone's like, thinks it's going to be strategies. For me, like strategies are just tools to make money. Like my credit spread strategy, it's a tool to make money. But if I'm not diagnosing the markets correctly and I'm doing things at the wrong time,
I will be still struggling to lose even with, whatever strategy I have out there. And so it's really important that you understand price action, apply it, right? And again, an easy way of understanding this is like, if you go to start your car and your car doesn't start, you don't just grab like a pair of pliers. A pair of pliers does you no good. Like, that tool is ineffective until you figure out what's wrong with your car. When you figure out what's wrong with your car, now you understand, okay, I need to grab this tool. My battery's dead. This wrench will take my battery off. Like, that tool is super valuable when there's a purpose behind it. And that's how strategies are. Strategies without price action, without a purpose, without being placed in the right timing and the right direction, they're not very effective. But yet most people go straight to strategies. I would say learn price action first. That is going to unlock so much more success in your trading, because now you can take the strategies that you have and you can apply them at the right time. And you're going to leverage that strategy to be able to make better returns, higher wins, and higher win rates. Because of that, you're going to avoid a lot of losses and you're going to make a lot of wins. At least that's been my experience. And so if I had one piece of advice for someone, it'd be stop learning strategies. Stop trying to go from strategy to strategy, because you're going to find the same results. It's not going to be effective until you understand how to apply that strategy at the right time. A powerful strategy applied at the right time is the difference between everyone else making money and you not. That's my 2 cents. I'm going to finish working out here. I'm going to go grab some lunch. I am all done trading for the week. That's what I love about this strategy. Again, I try to keep it as simple as possible. I literally traded for probably 3 hours total this week. In front of the chart time, right? And a lot of that was because I had to navigate and plan ahead on what I was going to do if the markets didn't hold these certain levels, etc. So just a few hours a week. And that's, again, it's normally like 30 to 40 minutes a week is all I'm trading on average on a good week. And so I'm all done. It's Wednesday now. We got into that trade on Tuesday. Markets are closed Monday. So it's normally like 1 or 2 days max. And then I enjoy the rest of my week. I've hit my goal for the week, hit my return. This week I've already made, I think, like 6 or 7% of my account between certain swing trades that I've locked out on, I guess continuing over from Friday actually. So it's hard because I'm trying to figure that out. But over the last 3 or 4 trading days, I've already pretty much hit my monthly goal for trading, right? That I want to have. My monthly goal is about 5 to 10% of my account every month returned. That keeps my bills paid. And that's what I would tell people to shoot for. Professional traders, in my opinion, and I have months where I'm doubling my trading account, but it's not as frequent as people think. My drawdowns during the month tend to be about 5 to 10% down on average, and my drawdowns happen a couple times a year normally. But for the most part, because I'm selling options, I have a very consistent P&L curve, and most of my months I'm averaging about 5 to 10% return of my account just by selling credit spreads, just by doing this strategy. And then, of course, I have swing trades and day trades and everything else out there as well that can multiply that. And so my big returns mainly come from swing trades and longer term plays that I'm going in with options on. And it just takes a while for those setups to come. Like the great setups, the ones that give you high returns, those only come around a handful of times each year. I wait for those to come around, and then when I get those opportunities, I jump on them, and those tend to be very high win rates with very large returns. So that's how I grow my account. But everything else, while I'm waiting for those opportunities to come, I'm just knocking out credit spreads, consistent, easy paychecks, keeping the bills paid while I'm waiting to grow my account. So that was a lot. That was a good rant, but hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm going to go grab some lunch and enjoy the rest of the day.
I mean, it's starting to invalidate a lot of the bear sentiment that we've been playing on.
My mentor group here, the last one for the week. I'm going to go pick up some dinner here real quick. We're going to go get some barbecue and then watch the start of the NFL season. So my wife and I are big football fans, so that's what we want to do. That's what we find joy in doing. And life is too short to drive boring cars. So, which car? The TRX, the McLaren. I think we'll take the McLaren to go pick up dinner. Might as well throw some flames while we're running errands, right? All right, and we're off. So it still is just crazy to me, my friends, that I was a truck driver like 8 years ago. Like, how life can change so much. And this journey was not easy at all. I lost everything multiple times when I first started out in trading full time. It was a long journey, and it's so easy to see everything now and be like, why do I not have that right now? But I promise you that journey is not just going to give you the experience to be able to help others, but it's also going to turn you into your very best self, because you're not going to get the life you want until you are the person that you are supposed to be, until you're the person that deserves that life. It's just so true. Like, I look back on it, it's like, I wish it happened faster. There's still goals that I want to hit today that I feel like I wish would happen faster. But you know, like, I always have to remind myself, I wouldn't change anything on the journey I've had so far. And I have to remind myself right now that I don't want to change anything here. Like, there's something that I need to learn right now to be successful and to be my best self for the future and unlock that next level, right? Just enjoy the moment. That is my one piece of advice for you, is just enjoy the moment. Enjoy where you're at. Understand that you're where you're at for a reason, okay? Stop trying to live in tomorrow. Stop wishing that you were here. Instead, just enjoy the right now. If you can enjoy the right now, I promise you're going to get your tomorrow faster. It's just how it works. It's crazy how that plays out, but it is the truth. If you can be more content with right now and be okay with, like, look, you know, I'm struggling. I'm trying to do all these other things. I need to be okay with that. Like, there's something I need to learn right now that's going to unlock the future potential of my tomorrow, right? You know, and then be grateful that you're doing it with the size account that you're doing it now. Like, if you had $2 million to trade with, you would be making the same mistakes you're making right now and losing the same proportionate percentage-wise that you're losing right now, but you'd be doing it with $2 million. Like, I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars when I was first starting out, and I ended up making it all back. It wasn't a big deal. In fact, I made it back very, very quickly. And it's crazy how fast that happens when it clicks and you learn those lessons you're supposed to learn, and you understand what the difference is between a great setup and a good setup, and those trades that come around a handful of times throughout the year that will double your trading account in a month. When you understand how to find those type of trades, everything starts to change, right? When you have those skills, you'll make back everything that you lost. It'll all be an investment, and you'll be glad that you did it. The key is, again, stay in the game long enough to actually see that success. If you can't stay in the game long enough to see that success, then this car's wild. Then you're never going to achieve that, and you're going to see, like, you know, I've got to do this. I've got to go to a different strategy. I've, you know, something wrong, or I'm just not smart enough. It's like, trust me, if this truck driver over here can do it, anyone can. It has more to do with resilience and standing back up than it has anything to do with knowledge, right? Like, that's the truth behind all of it. Is you just got to keep standing back up. You got to stay in the game long enough to learn the lessons you're supposed to learn. And again, learn the lessons right now. Everyone is just, they beat themselves up so bad. And again, they're just like, why can't I just have this? It's like, because you haven't learned the lesson that you need to learn right here. And this experience you're going through right now is the only way to be able to learn that lesson. And so enjoy it. Be grateful for it, right? If you can be grateful for what you're going through right now, you're going to learn that lesson faster. And there's always a positive, right? There's the balances and the law of opposition. It's impossible to have bad without the good. It's impossible to know the cold without the hot. There's a law of oppositions out there. And it's impossible for you to go through something without having something good come out of it. You cannot just have only bad things come out of it. It doesn't matter what it is. Now, you might be too hurt to see it, but there's always something good that will come out of it if you just allow yourself to see it and allow yourself to feel it. So allow yourself to see it, allow yourself to feel it, go through it, enjoy what you're going through. Find the good in what you're going through right now, and I promise you there is good there. It's going to unlock your future next self. And that's probably the one thing holding you back, is just you're not allowing yourself to learn that. And so you're making the same mistake over and over and over and over again. You'll make money and then you lose it all. You make money and lose it all. Or you're just losing. And that's because you're just not willing to go through the stuff that you needed to learn right now. Instead, you're beating yourself up. You're letting it hit your identity and your self-worth. You're trying to just skip it. You're trying to find the easiest road, when in reality, you just need to stop and you just need to learn. So do that, and you can have everything that you want in life. That information would have changed everything for me when I first started. So there you go. That someone out there needed to hear that. Comment below if that's something that, if you were the person that needed to hear that. God dang.
But what Pickens does is he is one of the very best in the NFL. Deep ball.
All right, dinner was awesome. We're going to head and close out of this vlog here with this, but I hope you enjoyed this weekend of life. If you haven't checked out last week's video, I will link it here for you to be able to check it out. And also, if you're interested in learning more about the strategy, I also have a video that I can link as well to show you more every detail of the strategy. Also, feel free to check out those links down below to start your 7-day free trial and trade this strategy live with me every single week and come make money with us, change your life, and see how easy trading truly can be. So again, thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll see you again next week.